Hi and welcome to 2019. This is my first video of 2019 and today I wanted to share some thoughts and insights on what we can do for 2019 to be our best year yet. So I'm going to open up my PowerPoint here. And great, it's working. So 2019, which means that 2018 is behind us. Now, for some of you, you may be looking at 2019 and thinking, wow, I can hardly wait for 2019. It's got to be a better year than 2018. And for others of you, you'll be looking and thinking, oh, 2018 was so good. I just hope 2019 will be as good. Yet again, some of you might be thinking, I got nothing done that I wanted to do in 2018. It was a complete schmozzle and I don't know what I'm going to do this year. So whichever school you fit into, let's talk about what we can do for 2019 to make it the year that we want it to be. So for those of you who don't know me, as I said, my name is Kay Ross. I'm a health coach, speaker and presenter. And if you want more information about me or you want to visit me, you can go to my website, krossbiz.com. Also email kay@krossbiz.com and my Facebook page, facebook.com/krossbiz01. So I'd love to see you there. So if I ask people what they want to do in 2019, and I've asked many people, women, what do you want to do in 2019? And inevitably, most women say, I want to get healthy, I want to lose weight, I want to exercise more. And that seems to be a really common theme. Now, there's nothing wrong with saying that, except that if you make it a New Year's resolution, I can tell you you've got a 90% chance of it not working. Research shows that New Year's resolutions usually don't work. So what I want to do is talk a little bit about why that might happen and what we can do differently this year. 2019 is a brand new year, so let's do something completely new. Now, in terms of setting goals, I am going to talk about setting goals, but I want us to remember that just focusing on losing weight is not really a goal because there's a lot we leave out of it when we just say, I want to lose weight. I want to hop on those scales and see that I've lost a couple of kilos or a couple of pounds. So in terms of setting goals, yes, we're going to set some goals, but we're going to do it a little bit differently for 2019. So I want to start with us thinking about health. Now, as I've already said, most people, when they think about health, they think about their weight. And most women at some stage in their life, whether it's now or in the past, have decided they needed to lose weight. And for probably 90% of those women, they lost weight and then they put it back on. And I've been there, I've done that. I've been in that cycle as well, where I've lost some weight, feel really good, and then it just starts creeping back on. And in fact, I quite often end up picking up a couple of extra kilos along the way, and I'm sure a lot of you are in the same boat. Now, the other thing when people think about when they're thinking about their health is if they're a smoker, that they want to quit smoking or they want to cut back on their smoking. Again, a very good goal to have. However, I have worked with people who smoke a lot, and most people tell me that it takes 4 to 6 times before they actually quit. So smoking can be difficult. It's not impossible, and we are going to look at what you can do differently in terms of stopping smoking if that's what you want to do. There's also alcohol. Now, alcohol is one of those things that some people just quit altogether, don't drink at all. Other people continue to drink excessive alcohol, and others might drink occasionally. Now, if you're one of those people who know that they want to cut back on their alcohol or quit altogether, that will impact your health, but we need to do the process so that you actually do stick with it. Exercise. Exercise is a dirty word for a lot of people. When we think of exercise, we think of, you know, young bodies in gyms with lycra, leotards on, etc., and working their butts off and not having fun at all. So when we think of exercise, quite often it's a negative connotation, and we need to turn that around. Food goes with weight a lot. If I ask somebody, if I asked you, you know, what do you need to lose weight? Most people would tell me, oh, I know exactly what I need to do. I need to quit eating sugar. I need to stop going to McDonald's 3 times a week, and I need to exercise more. So when we're talking about food, we're talking about what we're going to cut out. What I want us to do is to start thinking about what we will add in, so that we don't go into the deprivation cycle, because the deprivation cycle will almost guarantee that you will not stick to it. Another one is stress. Did you know that stress is the #1 cause of chronic disease? That stress impacts our bodies in so many ways, whether it's to make us more susceptible to developing a chronic disease, or to not getting enough sleep, or to being short-tempered all the time. Stress impacts us, and it impacts our health. There's also that ability to relax. If I asked you when was the last time you really relaxed, a lot of women, especially if they've got a job or they've got a family or they've got both, will laugh at me and say, I can't remember the last time I relaxed. So we need to do something about that. And here's the one that I really love bringing up, is fun. When was the last time you had fun? Do you even know what it is to have fun? What sort of things do you need to do to have fun? So what I'm saying when we look at this is just the beginning of the journey of looking at our health. It's more than just losing weight or quitting smoking, cutting back on alcohol, exercising more, eating the right food, dealing with stress, learning to relax, and learning to have fun, because health is everything. Health impacts every bit of our life, and all of these things will impact our health as well. So if we think about it, we've probably heard people say you can do anything, and the reality is you can, but whether you can keep on doing it is the question. So yes, you could start eating healthy tomorrow, or you could start getting out and getting more exercise, but can you keep it up? And can you keep it up to the extent that it actually does impact your health? And if the answer is no, or I don't know, then that is saying we need again to do something different. Yes, we can do anything. All of us can do anything, but we need some help and support to be able to do that. Now, when we were born, we were all cute little babies at some stage. And as we grew up, we grew into little girls who had all sorts of dreams about what they were going to do, and they wanted to be able to go to school and be with all the friends. And then they got to the stage where they're teenagers and they're hanging out with their friends more, and then become a young woman. Now, I find it interesting that this picture here, I'll just move myself over here, is this is where the timeline finished on this particular illustration. And I think that's how a lot of people think about their lives. They think about getting into their 20s and 30s, and then they don't see anything afterwards. And the reason that they don't is that as a society, we actually don't look at and value women much beyond their 30s and 40s. In the old days, yes, of course, that made sense. Most of us died in our 40s. Today, women are outliving men, and we're lasting it well into our 80s and 90s. So we need to have something further. We need to be healthy so that we can have this life over the 20s and 30s. Now, when we think about what we want to do with our life, most of us have dreams. I've put up this picture of travel, where this woman has had a dream of going travelling, and that's what she's doing. For other people, it might be living in a house by the sea or in the countryside, or having the freedom to hop on a cruise, or to do whatever they want. Now, to do that, we need to feel healthy. If we don't feel healthy, then it's really hard to keep going, and it's really hard to have any dreams or visions beyond this one here, where we saw this young woman in her 20s and 30s. So in order to be able to travel as we get older, we need to also look at all those things that impact our health. It's not a matter of being lucky. It's not a matter of finding the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. It's actually a matter of making some decisions and doing things differently to how we normally do it. So if we don't want to end up an old lady who can't do anything because she's overweight, she's got arthritis, she's coughing and spluttering and can't walk more than 2 or 3 steps, we need now to make some decisions that are different to what we're doing. So to get out of that rocking chair, to get up and going so that as we reach our 40s, 50s, 60s and 70s, we're actually looking forward to our life. Let's look at what we need to do right now for that to happen. So as we venture from 2018 to 2019, this is the absolute best time for us to start making some of those decisions. So what do we do? What is the hint? What is the answer to the question of how do I stay healthy and how do I keep to it rather than having a New Year's resolution that's out the window within 10 to 15 days, which is how long most people last. So if we start looking at wellness, instead of just using the word health, that will give us a clue as to some of the things we need to address so that we are healthy, that we have this sense of well-being so that we can embrace our 40s, 50s, 60s and beyond. So our wellness does start with our physical body. So we do need to look after our physical body, but it's more than that, because if you only look at the physical body, you're not going to be able to keep it up, because you and I are more than just our physical body. We're also our mental health. We need to be mentally healthy in order to stay physically healthy. Now, in terms of mental health, remember I talked about fun and I talked about relaxation. That can be part of it. Our mental health is dealing with those times when we feel angry, those times when we feel a little bit down in the dumps. Our mental health means that we actually have to have some plans in place to address our mental health as well as our physical health. We also need to look at our emotional health. How are you feeling? Our feelings will impact on our physical and mental health. If you're always feeling angry, then that is going to turn into impacting how you feel physically and how you feel mentally. Our spiritual health. Now, I'm not saying you have to go to church 7 days a week. In fact, you don't have to go to church at all. And church, I'm including everything, a synagogue or a mosque or whatever. So your spirituality may mean that you have a particular belief system spiritually, but it can also mean other things. Spiritual health can be meditating and yoga. It can be taking time out for yourself. It can be going to the beach and just doing nothing. Your spiritual health is how you feel spiritually. And it does sometimes include some spiritual beliefs, but other times it may not. Do you have a support system? Now, your support system can be your friends and family. So if there's something you want to talk about, do you have somebody to talk to? If you need some help, do you have somebody you can ask for help? Or do you have somebody you can just bounce ideas off sometimes? If you don't, then that can have a huge impact on your health, because we all need other people in our lives. And there's lots of studies around that people who know that they've got a support system do much better health and wellness-wise than those that don't. What are your beliefs and values, and how do they impact on your sense of wellness? Now, if you believe that everybody can be healthy and that being healthy encompasses embracing every part of our lives, then that will become part of who you are. If you value other people's beliefs, if you value what other people say and do, then that's going to impact on how you feel as well. The environment you live in. Now, this is a hard one for some people. If you are if you're homeless, for example, it's really hard to feel well. That's the reality. If you're living in a situation where you feel unsafe, then you're not going to be very well physically or mentally. So what I would suggest is anybody who is feeling unsafe, that they actually do reach out to somebody. And I happen to be living in Australia, so I would suggest Lifeline as a first port of call. Those of you who are not in Australia, then each country, each county, each state will have some service that you can reach out to for help. And I'd really encourage you to do it because you don't have to do it by yourself. Having fun and enjoyment in your life. Now, fun and enjoyment doesn't mean you have to spend a lot of money. It can mean just going for a walk. So, for example, I love walking on the beach, so I hopped in the car this morning and I drove to the beach and I went for a walk before I started my work day. So that's how I have fun. Didn't cost me anything except a bit of time and whatever the petrol was that I used to drive there. So what is it that you enjoy doing? Is it sitting outside with a book? Is it going for a walk, listening to music, going to the movies? Whatever it is, ensure that you do have that in your day as well. Your mindset. Do you really believe deep down that you can do this? When you think of what you need to be doing differently in order to feel well, do you believe that it is possible? Can you see yourself in 12 months' time, for example? When you think of, if you are watching, listening to this at the beginning of 2019, how do you see yourself in 12 months' time at the beginning of 2020? Or whatever time you're watching and listening to this, imagine yourself in 12 months' time, and can you, in your mind's eye, really believe that it is possible for you to change whatever needs changing so that you can be that person you envision? Is there anything else that you would think of impacts your wellness? Now, this is just a beginning list, and what I wanted to do with this list is point out that your health is much more than your physical body. It includes how you feel about life, what your feelings are, whether you have any spiritual beliefs, what support system you've got, what your beliefs and values are, what your environment's like, whether you have any fun and enjoyment in your life, and also your mindset. Now, as I went through those, you may be thinking, oh, drat, I don't have that, or I need to work on that. If that's the case, then having a session with me could be, you'll find very useful. And I'm also developing a program where we'll be starting to look at all of those things. So as I said, starting now, what is it you need to do differently? When you look at that list, which one of those is the first one to tackle? And keep in mind that if you are making New Year's resolutions, don't just do the physical, but include everything. So, as we move forward, are you ready to do things differently? If you are, I have a special offer for people. It is 25% off coupon for a one-on-one health coaching wellness session with me. It lasts 1 hour via Zoom. If you would like to take me up on that offer, then there's the link there that you can go to. And when you go to that, you'll be asked to put in some details. And when you get to the payment session part of it, you'll be asked for a coupon. And this is, you just put in HCOFF 25, and that will take 25% off. It will be calculated on whatever on Australian dollars. So if you're in America, it's a really good deal, for example, because the American dollar is better than the Australian dollar at the moment. If you've got any questions, then please email me, kay@krosbiz.com. I hope you found this useful. I will be doing some more videos looking at some of those points in more detail. And as I said, there is a new program coming out in the next couple of weeks where we will be going into all those areas. So as I said, if you are ready to start looking at your physical, mental, emotional, spiritual health, your support systems, beliefs and values, your environment, you're having fun, your mindset, how to deal with each of those so that you can have the life that you want, then as I said, I've got that 25% off coupon, and just go to this link, bookme.name/KROS/health-coaching, and put in the coupon code. Any questions, email me at k@krosbiz. So that's all for the moment. I hope you found this useful, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye-bye.